People from all different corners of the world come together on race day. And in its 27th year of sponsoring the oldest marathon in the country, see how John Hancock is celebrating this unique community of communities.
The marathon weekend is a very special weekend in Boston. I think it's the official start of spring, no matter what the calendar tells us, because you see all these runners, thousands of runners come to our city, and it's the 116th running of the marathon, and John Hancock, it's the 27th year they've sponsored it. It's really become a class operation with the BAA and the John Hancock working together.
We bring together community on so many different levels. It's 8 different towns, communities along the way itself. It's the runners who come from communities all over the world. It's the community of our employees acting as volunteers for this race. And then ultimately for us, we use our sponsorship for the marathon to help raise funds for community nonprofits. Last year, raising over $5 million alone over the entire history of our participation in the race since 1986, raising over $150 million. When our banners go up around the streets of Boston, it's a sure sign that not only spring's coming, but of course the marathon's coming. It's a very exciting time for us and for everyone in the city. We are showcasing in those banners very vibrant colors, intended to convey the sense that we have a lot of different pieces, communities coming together here. They'll show civic leaders, runners, volunteers. There'll be a sense of the nonprofits that we're supporting conveyed through those banners. Just another way of us trying to express the sense of community that we're all trying to build here.
And this coming together of the community has a huge economic impact.
It's a real fun day. It's a big economic booster for our city. I think last year was $132 million they claimed that was brought to our city on that weekend. 27,000 runners and their families. It probably multiplies out to maybe about 81,000 people they brought in just connected with the race.
Standing out in the sea of 27,000 diverse runners are the elite athletes.
Since 1986, John Hancock has invited nearly 600 athletes from 45 countries. These athletes have represented themselves, their countries, and John Hancock with integrity, and have given back to the community in April when they come to Boston. John Hancock recruits a community of international marathon stars from around the world and provides a prize purse in excess of $800,000 to ensure that the marathon is among the most competitive and exciting in the world. John Hancock elite athletes participate in training programs with our employees, providing inspiration and encouragement leading up to the race. The athletes also take part in the Scholars and Stars program, which has Boston area high school track students interacting with elite athletes from around the world. Many communities benefit when elite athletes share their knowledge and athleticism across cultural divides.
A shining example of this is the Adopt a Marathoner program.
This is our 20th anniversary, and it began when the superintendent of schools, Dr. William Hosmer, and the track coach decided that this would be a wonderful way to introduce students to more of a global type of culture. John Hancock endorsed the program, started the whole program, and brought their world-class Kenyan runners to Hopkinton. John Hancock's Adopt a Marathoner program has touched over 12,000 students and many of their parents. We really make it an interdisciplinary project so that math, the second graders are learning about kilometers and they're learning about the metric system. They also learn some Swahili words. We have a great resource in the library. We have a lot of books about Kenya. Our children are able to see that despite the fact that they live thousands of miles away, there are a lot of similarities. You know, they love their children, they value education, they have jobs, so it's been a wonderful experience.
From Kenya to Japan, John Hancock embraces and supports the global community.
In the days following the earthquake in Japan, we all wanted to show our support for the people there, to our friends, to our colleagues that worked for Manulife, the parent company of John Hancock. Our president, Donald Galoin, made a commitment of donating $1 million to relief efforts, to the Red Cross and to others providing life-saving work there. Leading up to the Boston Marathon, we wanted to make sure we used it as an opportunity to show our solidarity and raise awareness for the cause and the people in Japan. And in the days leading up to the marathon, at the mayor's reception, we took the opportunity to honor Wakako Toshida and Masasumi Sojima, giving them banners from past marathons that they had won. It was a truly special evening and one that left us all inspired.
Something else inspiring? The countless volunteers who help on race day.
The volunteers truly are the lifeblood of our event. They are our experts. We have a 50% volunteer retention rate. Over race weekend, we have 8,000 volunteers. So it's a significant number. For every 3 runners, we have 1 volunteer. So it's a very high ratio. We'll have 1,600 volunteers at the hydration station, 60 volunteers at each hydration station. And then of course, we'll have 90 volunteers distributing finisher medals. Those are 2 very popular jobs.
Like the BAA, John Hancock truly values its volunteers.
The John Hancock MVP program was started in 2011 as a recognition program for the employees throughout John Hancock. 11 to 14 employees are nominated by their sector heads. They are chosen by our department, sponsorship marketing, and we put them through an extensive training program so they can host elite athletes when they come to Boston for the Boston Marathon. They're actuaries, they're life insurance salesmen, they're people on the sales desk. They do everything for the athletes, helping them with their housing, helping them with course tours, things that they don't normally do on any given day. It's an honor to be named an MVP. We have thousands of employees in this company, and this year we only have 10 MVPs. So it speaks volumes to the character and to the willingness of their senior staff to nominate these people, because they're clearly the cream of the crop.
And at John Hancock, everyone is encouraged to volunteer.
Probably the most memorable part of volunteering was just being that close to world-class athletes. I'm not sure otherwise I would ever get an experience like that. At the Elite Athlete Village, Ryan Hall came up to me and was asking me where stuff was, and I was like, oh my god, it's Ryan Hall, you know, and I had to sort of compose myself, because here I was, I had designed materials with him on it, and you know, I had met him at an event at John Hancock and gotten his autograph, and he's definitely someone that I admire, and so helping him was a huge thrill.
Good luck to everyone participating in this year's Boston Marathon. You can go to johnhancock.com to learn more about how they keep the race running.